Is it good to analyze things to a really, really extreme amount and make sure that you understand every single aspect of how things work and how things get done before you start to make a move in a certain direction? Um, Stay till the end, and I'll let you guys know what I think based off of my what my based off of my lived experience thus far on certain things. Um, it reminds me of, like, when about some of my close people around me. They would I have a lot of people in my circle who like to spend a lot of time analyzing things. And and don't get me wrong, there's nothing wrong with analyzing a situation and analyzing a decision and analyzing the options, and you know analyzing the what you can and can't do, or what you should and shouldn't do before you make a move. There's nothing wrong with that at all. In fact, I come from kind of an engineering background, and we are taught mentally to, when you're designing a building or bridge or structure or anything else, where if you design it incorrectly, you can put people's lives on the line, right? That's why we have things like, but guess what though, as an engineer, we're not going to sit there and analyze things for 10 years before we finally make a move. You know, that's one of the drawbacks. That's one of the things that I want to mention to those people out there who just continuously start analyzing, to just keep analyzing things and analyzing things. Because what does that do? What does that do exactly? There's actually a phrase for people who just keep analyzing and analyzing and analyzing and analyzing it. You have two people having a conversation. One person's going to come up with a solution while they're talking about it. The other person is going to be like, "Well, no, but what if this happens? But what if this? What if negatively this happens? Or what if that negatively this happens? Or negatively this and negatively that, and negative, 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 negative." That's Nobody likes to have negative people around them. It's very, very draining, especially if you're dealing with the other person that you're dealing with is someone who's trying to make progress and move forward. You know, the other person is going to argue, no, 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 you shouldn't make progress and move forward because I've analyzed it, and what if this happens, and what if that happens, and it's negative this and negative that. The phrase that I wanted to that I'm talking about is paralysis by analysis, right? That whole thought process of, like, being risk averse and not taking action and stuff, these people don't think that they're like that, but I do have these people in my circle. Where are they at right now? They're doing okay for themselves. They're just chugging along in their slow risk averse pace. But that's not my mentality. And so, if we're going to talk about monetarily, who's doing better, my thought process is analyze the situation to the best of your abilities. Think about worst case scenarios. Think about best case scenarios. Put in factors of safety, which is what engineers do. When we're designing a bridge, we don't take 10 years to analyze how to design the bridge or the building. You do your analysis, you do your due diligence, and then for those situations where you might not be sure, there's something called a factor of safety. Depending on how safe you want to be with the bridge or the building, to make sure that you've taken everything into account and that people don't get killed after you're done taking the action to build the damn thing finally. You have a factor of safety. You design a bridge to handle 50,000 tons of weight, okay? Or for just throwing out numbers out there. And then the answer that the engineer would give, the engineering brain would give to someone who says, well, what if you didn't take hurricanes into consideration? What if you didn't take earthquakes into consideration? What if you didn't take tsunamis into consideration? What if you didn't take the Armageddon into consideration? What if you didn't take the end of the world into consideration? Okay, the engineer is like, dude, we got to build the damn thing. We're on a damn schedule. Ultimately, let's go ahead and put a factor. We've done all the calculations. We've done all the statistical analysis on what the probability is that all of those Armageddons and tsunamis and everything else is going to happen on the bridge. Very low possibility. Damn it. So, what the freak? So, you take all those into consideration, and you put a factor of safety on it. You've designed the bridge to handle 50,000 tons, just in case there's some of this other extra nonsense that might happen. You add a factor of safety of 10. Meaning, what does that mean? If you design the bridge to be able to legit handle 50,000 tons of weight, to be on it before it collapses at that point, you make it 10 times stronger so that it can handle 50,000 tons times 10. And you build that bridge to be 10 times stronger than you actually expect it to be for the most realistic worst case scenario. That way, if any one of those things do happen, perchance, your bridge is going to handle it. It's not going to collapse. So these are the ways that you can do your analysis, but also take some damn moves, move forward, bro. So what the hell are you doing? So nothing's going to happen if you don't take some freaking action. I'm speaking from my feelings and my emotions here, because I'm sure there's 7 billion people on this planet, and I'm sure some of you deal with people in your circle who just for every solution they have a problem. For every damn solution your circle has a problem. Move forward, take risks. No risks, no reward. Do your analysis. I'm not saying just ignore everything, right, guys? Figure out what the end goal is. Come up with a time box it. You got to time box it. What does that mean? This has to get done within this amount of time. How much analysis can we do? Because you have to make the decision that we're heading in this direction, right? And then once you make the decision, you got to do your analysis. Like we're gonna build, we're gonna do this, we're gonna aim to get this done and build this out at this time. If you don't want to, otherwise, what's gonna happen is you're not gonna get anything done. And then what was the point? What was the point of the analysis if you're not gonna get anything done? If you're not moving forward, what's the starting a there are certain things that it doesn't take a whole lot. Be grounded, be balanced in the way that you do things. Don't be one extreme or the other. Try not to do that. The analogy that I gave you with how engineers do their stuff, that's how you need to approach a lot of things in life, if you ask me. But ultimately, one of the biggest detriments, to put it in other words, of suffering from paralysis by analysis is you analyze things so much that you become paralyzed, no action takes place, and ultimately nothing happens, and you don't see any results. Do not get in that phase, guys. You got to take action. I would advise taking action over not taking action, with a little bit of analysis to make sure that just the whole world doesn't blow up on you. Okay, just be balanced. I'm not a fan of paralysis by analysis. I used to be. This is another thing I'm going to tell you guys. I used to be, me personally, very risk-averse and just following everything by the book and just doing things in such a way that analyze this and make sure to do this perfectly and analyze it. What if this, and what if this, and what if this, and what if this? My mindset in the past couple of years has switched from F all that noise. What is the fastest minimum viable product, MVP. What is the minimum fastest, quickest thing that I could just hurry up and freaking do to just get to just test something to see if it works? Speed. I'm no longer, my brain is no longer in the thought process of let's be careful and let's do this and let's do that. My brain and thought process is more on the side of let's just freaking crank. I don't care what it. I don't care about. I don't want to. If you're negative, stay the hell away from me. I want to move forward. I want to get results. I want to test things. I want to hurry up and iterate. I want to hurry up and see what works and what doesn't work so I can move forward correctly. I want real data. How do you get real data and real feedback? Hurry up and put your idea out there. Hurry up and take action so you can see for yourself. Is this going to work or is this not going to work? Are people interested in this or are they not interested in this? Meanwhile, you're sitting there like a goofy person, continuing to analyze and analyze and analyze. 1 year passes by, 2 years passes by, 3 years passes by. Do you know how much someone that's more concerned about speed and iteration is going to get done over you? They have real data points. They've already moved forward. I mean, let's get speed focused. That also touches on the 4 levels of wealth that Byron Golden talks about. It ties into that because what do wealthy people think about? They don't care about money as much as they do about their time. You can always make more money. If you lose the money, you can always make more money back. You can make way more money back when after you're done losing it. Okay, 500 here, 1,000 here, whatever. It doesn't matter. You'll make that money back. Okay. What you can't make back is your time. There's a limited amount of time that you have. Even if you had a trillion, bajillion, gazillion, bajillion, Google, jillion, or whatever word you want to come up with as many zeros as you want. Even if you had infinite amount of money, you can't even buy back 1 second of your time. So I need you to get out of this paralysis by analysis mentality and freaking take some action. Guys, take some action. Get the result. Figure out and see what works quickly. Do it with speed and urgency. Get the analysis in there. But if it's going to lead you towards paralysis by analysis, where you're all goofy and not taking any action, man, F all that noise. That's not how you get results. So I just want to throw that out there, guys. I mean, that's my end summary here, my end synopsis or conclusion that I'm going to come out to here. If you were going to ask me what you should do, man, analyze as best you can, as quickly as you can, and start doing things with speed, and start doing things with a sense of speed. Do not fall into the paralysis by analysis trap. And for the people who want to have a problem for every solution, get those people out of there. You don't need to hear that. They can stay in their corner and they can keep whining about problems and what's the problem with this and what's the problem with that. Meanwhile, you're going to be out here getting results if you take action. Do it with speed and urgency, and move forward that way. All right, guys. So go out there and start acting with speed. Start iterating. Start testing things. Start trying things. Seeing what works. Seeing what doesn't work. And from my experience, that will get you. That is another game changer. That really is another game changer. All right, guys. So go ahead and let me know what you think. At least leave a comment down in the comment section. Go ahead and like the video. Subscribe to the channel. Let me know what you think, and I'll catch you guys next time.